Good morning, everyone. I guess we've got to start somewhere. It's going to keep filling up. Good morning, everyone. My name's Jim Carrick Birtwell. I'm the Chief Executive and co-founder of Change Board, and it's my very great pleasure to welcome you all to Change Board's fourth Future Talent Conference at this fantastic venue. I'd like to thank our new hosts, the Royal Geographical Society, for their tremendous support. They could not have been more helpful and accommodating. It's important for us to host these events at culturally iconic and inspiring venues, and none is more inspiring than here. This site is where Charles Darwin in 1859 gave his lecture on the origin of the species. He presented a body of evidence showing that the diversity of life arose through evolutionary biology. The fuller title of Darwin's book describes this as a struggle for life, which feels like a very modern description of our evolutionary times, as we face uncertainty, unpredictability, and disruption. Now, since our conference last year, many of us didn't get what we'd wanted or hoped for, both with the decision to leave Europe and the election of Donald Trump. For better or for worse, both are sure to have a huge impact on our futures. Meanwhile, advances in technology with artificial intelligence, automation, and machine learning are moving rapidly from science fiction to everyday realities and are set to have a profound and continuous impact on the world of work. So how do we respond to these seemingly larger-than-life changes? To make this year's Future Talent Conference as relevant as possible, we felt that it was timely to focus our attention on what we do best as humans as we navigate this future. I'm very grateful to Alain de Botton for distilling in the foreword to our conference brochure, in his own brilliant way, why our emotional evolution merits such a central concern for all of us. We share with him and his school of life the belief that we each have the opportunity to rise to the challenges of our times with this focus on self-development. Indeed, Change Board's raison d'etre is to provide a platform for meaningful insights that help us all to change the way we work. Today, we want to explore the themes of our own personal and professional evolution and learn about how we can better equip ourselves and our organizations for what lies ahead. As the world around us changes, we can no longer rely on the models and modus operandi of the past to thrive. We'd also be unwise to complacently and passively trust in traditional hierarchies, institutions, and media. In short, we can no longer just pass the buck to get on and do well. Looked at in a positive way, this provides a profoundly empowering opportunity for us all to have a reinvigorated voice and to be able to shape this brave new world as citizens, employees, and leaders. So where can we find this wisdom for our time? What does the playbook look like? Fake news alarmingly dominates public discourse, with attempts by individuals and some media to shout down discordant and diverse voices and opinions and appeal like Roman dictators to the mob. Conversely, trust and mutuality, the idea that what's good for me must also be good for you, are cornerstones for any success. These are the common features missing when things fall apart, in politics, in business, and indeed in every type of relationship. I believe more than ever that we must find ways to make that difference, to rebuild trust in our communities and in our organizations. As Gandhi famously put it, we must all shoulder the responsibility for making our world. You must be the change you want to see in the world, he said. Gandhi was also speaking during a period of momentous change, driven by partition and independence from Britain, and also the dawn of the nuclear age. In this context, he went on to explain how to be that change. He said, As human beings, our greatness lies not so much in being able to remake the world. That is the myth of the atomic age, as in being able to remake ourselves. It feels very empowering to me as a control freak, I'm out, that the most reliable way to future-proof myself is to remake myself, to open up to new perspectives, to get better at listening intently to others. My wife's here, she would agree. And to focus on the task of becoming a more evolved and mature person. So I'm as eager as anyone to hear from our diverse and brilliant speakers. They really are fantastic, the lineup of speakers we've got today. And finally, before I hand over to my friend Katie Ledger, who'll be chaperoning us through the proceedings today, I'd like to say a big thank you to the Change Board team and the Change Board diaspora, to our friends, partners, sponsors, supporters. This really is a huge team effort, and the passion does show. If you would please join me in putting your hands together for each and every one of them, that would be very much appreciated.